no. Cut all of this out. We cannot have this in. This is too far.
Fuck, no, not this part. Not this
Not
part.
record for
Please.
6 weeks and then do cunty crucifixion as the cold open.
Wait, yes. You just have to start the episode from us all going, we can't ever put that in the episode. That's the cold open right there. It's just the thing that you're never allowed to hear.
See how I'm feeling.
I do have a cold open topic that I do not want to spend more than 3 minutes discussing because I think it will reflect badly on me.
Yes.
Do any vegetables make you feel uncomfortable? Not in a sexual way, just in a general way. Because whenever I hold a leek, I feel very, humbled by, the things that grow on this planet. And I almost, attach, a sentience to them, and I don't like them. I really don't like leeks.
I thought it was it's like primals, and, this came from the earth, I came from the earth. In a good way, but you think it's a bad way. You think it's
I think it's terrible. Yeah, I don't like that at all.
And specifically a leek for you. No, nothing else.
No, something about leeks. I don't know whether there's a certain kind of see, me too. Leeks, delicious. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I love eating a leek. Maybe because it's a dominance thing.
I love holding a leek as well, though.
See, I don't. All right, far-fetched. Calm down.
But
I don't
There's something I do it's the perfect thing to hold.
Yeah, but you're Welsh. It's like a national activity for you.
Can't say that. Rebecca is cancelled.
My Bernie, I love the Welsh. It's fine. I nearly moved to Cardiff. We would have been neighbours.
So my best friends are Welsh.
Yeah.
We gotta cut this out now. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God, no. We haven't recorded in 6 weeks, people.
Wait, so
it's been a long time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Leeks. Are there any vegetables that we find weird to hold?
Just again, not sexually.
Right,
I'm
not
not
sexually.
Making a cucumber joke. I just mean if you see a vegetable and you're like, I don't like that. It just makes you feel a bit
there must
maybe gives me the ick.
There must be.
Watermelons don't seem real.
Yeah,
okay,
watermelons are fake as fuck.
Yeah.
This is a government conspiracy.
Yeah, but seriously, what the fuck? It's I know exactly what you mean, Rebecca. It's they're like a cartoon.
Right?
Pink.
Yeah.
Yeah, but green on the outside and then pink on... What the hell is that?
And why do they...
so round.
Why do they have the pattern? Right? Do any other vegetables have a pattern?
What is that about?
Not as much, not as distinctively.
I'm trying to think of something now. You know what? I love all veggies, I think. I can't think of any that make me uncomfortable.
What's the worst veggie?
Oh God, we're gonna piss someone off here, but here we go.
I've missed you two so much. I know it's only been 6 weeks, but genuinely, in my heart, I'm so happy to be talking to you two again.
Hey everyone, editing Rachel here, speaking very quietly because it's quite late at night, so forgive me for my whispers. But yeah, just wanted to pop in on an already chaotic episode just to say that in the next section, when we're talking about vegetables, why we're talking about vegetables? Blame Liam. I talk about a swede, but what I really mean is a parsnip. And this is important to me, important enough that I interrupt the episode to make the point more clear. Yeah, anyway. So just imagine I'm talking about a parsnip and not a swede. Okay, back to the episode. A swede can go fuck itself.
Oh, I was going to say celeriac, which is basically, yeah.
When you're having Christmas dinner and your man cuts up a swede and a potato, and then you have it on your Christmas plate, and you're like, ooh, lovely, a potato, and you go to eat it,
and it's a swede potato.
And I'm like, you fucking imposter, get off, get out of here. I wanted a potato, and I got a swede in my mouth.
You've got to mash a swede. You can't be just roasting a swede. What's happening here? That's wrong.
It happens.
Wait, might roast a swede? Yeah. Yeah, you roast a swede and carrots. You cut them up like this. And then you pop them in the oven. Then you roast them. I'm not a fan of mushed. Why am I bleeding? Where's this?
What is happening?
Oh,
what is going on?
There was blood on my finger. It's fine.
I ate
your
it.
hangnail.
Yeah, it's fine.
You ate it?
Yeah, it might be. I just licked.
Yeah.
There's so much we have to cut out.
Yeah, it's all right.
Keep this in.
Yeah. No,
right.
my hands are covered in those right now. I'm just like.
So for me, emotionally, a swede is an act of betrayal on the most
you know what? I understand that.
I respect it.
I love Swede. I love celeriac.
That pisses me off.
But I understand.
Yeah, celeriac is good.
Yeah, celeriac is just so hard to work for the reward you get. It is the hardest thing to work with. In terms of cooking, and it's just I quickly cut it out of my life because I was like, it's just so hard, so much hard work, and at the end of it, it's just celeriac. It's not like the best one.
How often were you wrestling with a celeriac?
Like,
is that right, a celeriac, or is that someone who kind of gluten? I always get those confused.
People go as celiac. You're thinking of celiac disease.
Celiac.
Oh, celiac.
Right. Okay.
I don't fuck with a sprout. To be fair, I'm not really a
sprouts
sprout.
Are great. Love a sprout.
You know what? I fucking hate beetroot as well. It tastes like dirt. Can't be argued.
Oh, I love beetroot.
And every vegan restaurant
me too.
always has beetroot. And I'm like, I don't want that shit. I don't want that. I don't want a beet burger. Excuse me. I don't want that.
Oh, well, yeah. Fair. All right, yeah.
It sucks
I feel
when
like
everyone's into the thing that you're not into. Definitely.
Yeah.
But like, was anyone into beetroot burgers? I felt like for a long time, vegan. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, take it back. Apologize.
Take it back. Yeah, I don't fuck with a sprout. I don't fuck with a cauliflower. No.
Really?
No, yeah, don't want that. You know what? Eggplant as well. Well, all the sexual connotations are beside. I don't really, an eggplant, I'm not a fan. Because
Eggplant
the inside
is aubergine, right?
Yeah, it doesn't look like how it should look. So I'm reading off a list. It says eggplant here.
Not sexual. They freak me out as well, an eggplant.
Yeah, there's something shiny and not quite right about it. I don't know.
Also, if you're using an eggplant emoji to refer to your dingaling, see a doctor, because it shouldn't look like that.
Wait, what emoji would you use as a dick then? If not
Me?
eggplant? Yeah. I mean.
Such a hard-hitting question.
I use the police car because you should not be asking me questions like that. Get out of my text. How did we end up here? I'm so sorry. I think I dragged us.
We're kicking and screaming. Yeah, and I don't know. Ever since I watched Adolescent, though, you know that there's that really awkward bit when he's like, Dad, this is what this emoji means. And like, now I'm questioning everything. Like, apparently the purple heart means horny. And I'm like, excuse me? No, it doesn't.
What? Means what?
Horny. The purple heart emoji means horny.
Oh.
Well, hold on. I said that to my mum. Let's not go there. What?
Well, it's there. If your mum is, for some reason, Gen Z, she'd be reading that.
My mum is Gen Z.
She'd be reading that.
True. I am Gen Alpha. I'm only 6 years old. I've lived a hard 6 years based on the stuff I talk about on this podcast.
Well, I mean, your game taste would then go with your...
Oh, damn.
What t-shirt are you wearing right now?
Play the fucking intro. Called over and over. I regret it.
Oh no.
Oh god. Hello everyone. And welcome back.
This calls for a calming plushie.
Podcast. Where's my Labubu? Here it is.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Oh, you can't just whip out a Labubu in the intro.
Oh no.
Mine's legit as well.
Oh no. Well, mine's a plushie dreadful.
I still don't really know what they are.
I got mine 2 years ago. So I've got two from 2 years ago. I have two Labubus. I swear to God.
This is the thing you sent me and you were like, is the Greg's Labubu real? And I was like, what is this combination of words you've just sent me?
But I was, no, it's not. I think corporations were just like, before it is when it was still fun, and now Labubus are cringe, apparently.
Are they cancelled?
They're embarrassing, and if you wear one out, you're going to get it stolen, and you might die in the process from being stabbed. Because people have been stabbed over these things.
What the
Did I fall into a coma for 10 years? I feel like we've had like 8 conversations in this 1 hour that we've been talking. I don't understand what's happening. The Labubu is causing knife crime.
Yes!
What am I saying? Is this a prank? Are you just making me say things?
This is causing knife crime.
Jesus. I mean, to be fair, I'm not comfortable. And if I did have a knife, I would defend myself from it if I needed to.
Oh. So I've had my 2 Labubus for 2 years before they popped off. And now, I was wearing mine outside, but I can't wear it outside anymore as a cute little trinket because if I do, I'll get stabbed. And it gets stolen off me. So that's great because that's just how we're living in the world right now.
I feel so old.
Can you put me back under? Can I go back into the coma?
Yeah, should we go back to the intro? Because that was...
Oh yeah, was this mid-intro?
I feel like...
What is happening?
You know when you talk about something to someone and you're like, I've now occupied a part of their time and brain and energy, and I cannot take that back. I feel like that explaining this to you two. This.
Oh my god.
Okay. Hello, everyone.
Someone. Sorry. Please, sorry. Ignore me.
No, speak, my child.
What's happening?
Someone at work the other day said to me, "I'm going to start an OnlyFans so I can afford Manjaro," which is the most dystopian thing anyone's ever said to me.
What's a Manjaro?
It's the weight loss injection.
Ozempic.
Yeah, it's British Ozempic.
Oh,
it's called Manjaro.
Gas.
And all I could think of there was, I'm starting an OnlyFans to afford Manjaro because I spent all my money on Labubu's. And I don't know where that came from. It felt like that was beamed into my brain.
And welcome back to another episode of Indieventure, the video games podcast all about the wonderful world of indie games. I'm Rachel Watts, in case you've forgotten, because we have released an episode.
Not for a month.
Oh, not for a month. Okay, so if you have forgotten, I'm Rachel Watts, and I'm here with my two co-hosts, Rebecca Jones.
Hello.
And Liam Richardson.
Labubu, hello.
Oh, Labubu, for you, and Mimi. This episode we haven't spoken in a while, so if the
6 weeks,
if the balance is a bit off, if it is overstimulating for you, come back later. I'm sure we might have calmed down or skip forward 10 minutes.
Yeah,
or it could have just heightened.
Yeah, don't leave. Please
don't
leave. But
yeah, don't leave. We need the numbers. But just mute us for a bit.
Oh, but yes.
How about you leave, actually? Put your phone down and you walk out of the room. What's not our problem? If you're overstimulated, you go for a walk.
Yeah, you can just turn it down so that it's muted, but keep playing.
Or put it on 0.5 speed.
We'll sound like a normal podcast.
And it would be 4 hours long.
Like a normal podcast.
Oh my god!
True.
I normally pay things at 1.5, so for me it'd be going back down to 1.0 speed.
Do you really?
Yeah. This episode, we've created our own media bundles. Right, okay, come on now. Energy. I mean, gather.
Oof.
Gather, Liam!
Liam's gone. Liam left.
Please
continue.
Right, this is a fun episode.
We promise.
In this episode, we're gonna do what the fuck? Okay, I need to calm down. In this episode, we're going to talk about our own kind of personal media bundles. So kind of what this means is that we've individually created like bundles of games, TV, books, other media. And then it's kind of like, if you like this, you'll like this energy. So very much like, oh, if you like this one game, you'll like this particular group of other cool things. And so I always thought about it as a nice way to get to know us three a bit better as well, just outside of games. Like, what do we like in terms of like themes and stories and vibes? Rebecca has like 20, so thank you, Rebecca, for whistling it down to 3.
Oh, well, still whittling, so...
Yeah. Also, this episode is also known as the Don't Mention Twin Peaks or Jeff Vandermeer Challenge Impossible. Because...
Oh, fuck. Well, you could have said that before we started recording.
No. I'm pretty sure. Definitely Jeff is in probably all 3 of mine. Yeah. Oh no, two out of the 3 of mine. So yeah, we have 3 each. We're gonna round robin it, and that's how it's gonna go. So if you thought your wish list on Steam was full of games after listening to one of our episodes, now your Goodreads, your what other
Letterboxd?
Letterboxd. Yeah, is gonna be.
Where do people track TV shows?
Oh gosh! I used to use Geektown. Geektown was a good one for a while, but I don't know.
And your Geektown. account.
Sure, that's probably extremely niche and outdated.
Follow me on Geektown.
Follow us on Geektown, Indieventure podcast.
Honestly, they've not emailed me in years, and I don't know if they quietly went defunct or if I just fell off their mailing list. But anyway.
Yeah, I just have a notes app of just a list of stuff on my phone.
Yeah, that's how I mostly track things, to be honest. So.
Yeah, that's what I do as well. Yeah.
Right, so let's begin with the bundle. How do you want to start? And who wants to start?
I can go first if we want.
I feel like, Rebecca, you would be a good jumping off point.
I wanted to go first because I think this is like the essential one that we will be in trouble if we don't mention, because it's it wasn't the inspiration for this episode, I don't think, but it is such a good thing to start with, which is Hades fans who haven't read Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. You need to read Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. That's just like that needs to happen. That needs to happen for you. It's that famous forum quote, which was the point in Hades where you reunite Achilles and Patroclus, and someone was just the sobs in Song of Achilles was the quote under it, and that's kind of how the two kind of got associated. But yeah, it is. In
the last 5 years, there's been a boom in Greek mythology retellings.
Yes,
in everywhere.
Absolutely. And Madeline Miller, I think, was right at the forefront of that, because I think Song of Achilles was her first one. She also did Circe, which I actually read first, and which was also, it was good. I think Song of Achilles was better, and she did Galatea, which I read and enjoyed a lot as well. And apparently she is doing one about Persephone, which is another one for Hades fans to definitely keep an eye out on. Apparently that's going to be her next book. But yeah, these are very so I will fully confess at this point that over the last few months I have fully fallen down the romanticy slippery slope, and I think Song of Achilles might have been the start of that for me.
Oh yeah.
But it is not the sort of cursed romanticy thing. It is quite a I'm not going to say I do want to say well researched, because obviously she did a lot of reading into the source materials and the different myths and legends, but you do have to remember that this is not actually historical documentation, and therefore to claim that something is a well researched, you don't actually need, it's not a grounding in the subject is beneficial, as I think Madeline Miller always has in her subject, but it's not like historical fiction. It's not a retelling of real events, so it doesn't actually need to be, because a lot of people are like, oh, Achilles and Patroclus weren't actually the same age, and the fact that they're presented as contemporaries in this book is a deviation from the mythology. It's fine. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's all fun. We're having fun here, guys. It's all good.
Yeah, exactly. It's all fine. It's all fine. They weren't real anyway. But yeah, it is. If you kind of got to the bit in Hades where you're reuniting people with their loved ones in different parts of the underworld, and you got very invested, not only because I know a lot of people when they played Hades, they met Achilles and they were like, can we romance Achilles? And then after a while it was like, no, I just want to reunite Achilles and his boyfriend. And that became more of a preoccupation for people, and that's always nice, I think, when a character that everyone wants to smooch becomes so interesting in a separate dynamic that you're actually I just want them to be happy. Song of Achilles for sure. It'll probably make you cry a bit. It's really good though. It is very good. It's just really sweet. It's just super sweet. And yeah, generally Madeline Miller, if you're a fan of the Hades games, then I think that she is, obviously she's doing these quite in-depth and well thought through Greek mythology retellings, and it's a good place to start.
I think I read one last year. I don't know if I spoke about it on the podcast, but Stoneblind by Natalie Haynes.
Oh, I think you did, yeah.
That does ring a bell.
I think Yoli's read a few, because she literally did go through a Greek mythology deep dive last year, and Hades was the last thing she found. She watched the movie Troy before she got to Hades, which is very funny.
Ooh.
But I thought Stoneblind was fantastic. And if you are a fan of Hades and you're Deucer is the best, it's a very, very sad book, but it does absolutely humanize Medusa in a way that is beautiful and horrific and horrible as to what happens to her. But a very good book. Heavy, but good. And I do love these modern retellings, especially, because they're primarily written by women as well. And women kind of get a bit of a bad rap in Greek mythology. I'll go ahead and say it. I think I'm the first person to say this. I don't think women are treated very nice in Greek myths.
Oh, you should definitely read
Thanks, everyone. Thank you. It's about time someone was brave enough to say
it is genuinely the sort of Circe, which is in universe with Song of Achilles, is not a sequel, but it is in the same continuity. And so you do, if you want to check out what Achilles was doing at a certain point in the book, read Circe. It's not happy, it's very depressing. But if you want anything that like it sort of takes the point of view of like, well, why is this sorceress eating men? Then, you know,
love that for her.
Maybe she's got a reason. That's basically the plot of Circe, which is also a good book.
Love that.
That's great. Is it just those two in your bundle?
Well, I think Liam adding Stoneblind was a really good shout.
That is a good shout.
I'm going to be honest, a lot of my bundles are two very specific things that I'm hoping you guys have got some jumping off points from.
Yes, so, love that. Hell yeah.
But yeah, I was like, that's an unbreakable connection, right? They should basically, when they do physical editions of Hades, there should just be a copy of Song of Achilles, it should be like a double-sided, like, you know, all wrapped up together, and then it's just like, there you go, that's your next few weeks sorted.
Liam, do you have a bundle?
I have a bundle. So we haven't recorded for 6 weeks, and I haven't played an indie game since June. The last indie game I played, I spoke about on this podcast. It was Shotgun Cop Man. Since then, I've just been playing a lot, but nothing indie. And when you said my video game taste was bad in the cold intro,
I didn't say bad. I said 6-year-old.
Well, come on, they're one and the same. That Venn diagram is a perfect circle.
Our 6-year-old list is just switched off.
One game I've been really into is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4.
There it is, yeah!
Which I have 100%ed, which is deranged. I got really into it. Something's been going on with me these last few weeks. And it's just gotten me really, really into pop punk and metal and hip hop and music in those genres. So please do listen to hip hop and metal and pop punk, because I just think those are the perfect accompaniment to skateboarding. But I almost want to do a bit of like a reverse indie thing here, where saying if you've ever played a Tony Hawk's game, or you've been playing these remakes and you're like, oh, they don't make games like these anymore. They do, but no one bought them and the company went under, and it's really sad. So I kind of want to give a little bit of a recommendation here for the Ollie Ollie games, which I think are some of the best skateboarding games ever made and just criminally underrated. Ollie Ollie 2, Welcome to Ollywood, and Ollie Ollie World in particular. Ollie Ollie World it was the first 3D version of these games. They're like side-scrolling platformers. They understand what made the Tony Hawk's games so great. The Tony Hawk games are platformers, and I will stand by that. They're not really skateboarding games. You're just on a skateboard. And Ollie Ollie simplifies that by making it a 2D side-scroller and adding in a bunch of really tight mechanics and making the levels like 20 seconds long, and it's all about trial and error and trying to get through them. Those games are great. I'd also like to recommend Jackass Forever if you're going down a bit of a skateboarding rabbit hole. I've talked about this in podcasts before. I love Jackass Forever. If you want to feel like a grungy 15-year-old, but everyone's in their 30s to 40s and like too old to be doing this shit, maybe they're 50s, some of them. That movie is great. It's like so sweet in a way that I can't really describe. It just feels like this is how these men need to connect and show their love for each other, is by like putting salmon down their pants and putting a bear in the same room as them. And like, for some reason you watch it and you're like, no, they just like each other, don't they? It's nice that they're friends. But it's just sort of like placed me very firmly in that zone. And I'll be revisiting that zone I've been in my hyperfixation with something else I've been doing, which is also part of that bundle, but we'll get to that in time. But yes, skateboarding rules. We should all skateboard. Do a kickflip, etc., etc.
Is there a skateboard dare they do in Jackass that's like famous? Is there one or several? Do they use skateboards a lot? I feel like they might. Several.
I mean, there's definitely. I put money on one of them having to like kickflip over someone's balls. Maybe their balls are out their pants and the skateboard crushes the ball. That feels like part of it. Does that happen in Jackass Forever? Oh no, it's a pogo stick in Jackass Forever. They pogo stick onto someone's balls.
Oh God.
And doesn't go very well, weirdly.
Oh my God.
That kills the ball. But,
the ball is gone. Oh dear.
Obliterated.
Oh no. My first bundle is, I don't know how else to describe it apart from big machine is cool. So like I'm thinking like Frostpunk is the first thing that comes to mind.
Love that.
It's a big machine in Frostpunk. The Far Lone games. Have you guys heard of those? Yeah. So it's like the Far Lone Sails. So it's and Far Lone Shore. And it's basically
like this road trip adventure, but you have this working mechanical vehicle, and your little character has to like move around the vehicle and like get things to work and pull levers and stuff. And it's just like, I'm controlling a big old machine, and it's so cool, and it's like steam coming out, and it's like, and it's going, and I'm like, this is fucking sick. Like, I love this. I love that feeling. And like, there's also a game called Nautacrawl, which came out ages ago, and I totally forgotten this game. It's quite old, it's ancient, but it's the same premise. You're kind of, there's a console in front of you, and you're working out how to kind of cross this landscape, which is, you can't see outside of this, all these controls in front of you, but you have like a radar that kind of shows you symbols, and you have to navigate this machine through this world. And again, it's very much just like, pull this lever. Oh, this is like firing off steam, and like the machine, you can like feel it clunking along. And I'm like, this is so cool. I like big machines. And so anything with like, I honestly, it comes from my absolute love of Mortal Engines. I read Mortal Engines when I was like a teenager, and I was like, this is the sickest book series I've ever fucking read in my life. And then Peter Jackson came out with a 10-minute film, because that film is only 10 minutes long. It's the first 10 minutes of the film. And the rest of the film doesn't exist because...
I forgot that was a movie.
Don't even. I sat in that cinema, and the first 10 minutes I was like, this movie is fucking incredible. The first 10 minutes of that movie, when London is chasing a mining town, is honestly so fucking cool. Because it's like, it's this chase scene, but obviously these cities are moving. Mortal Engines in the world, cities are now nomad. So people now live on cities that eat each other. It's very much a commentary on like colonialism. And so in the first opening scene, London, which, oh my god, looks great, and St. Paul's at the very top of this huge hulking machine, and these giant jaws come out, like, open, and this mining town is trying to escape, and they're just like, these people are like chucking all their resources off this very small town they're on to try and not get eaten. And it's just so fucking cool! So that's why I just like big machines. And so Mortal Engines started that off for me. So I think alongside that, I would probably put Snowpiercer in there. Snowpiercer's okay, but like, it's just the fact that everyone's on this like big old train, and I'm like, I fuck with that. Yeah, this is cool. Like, I'm into that. Also, I'd probably put like Hayao Miyazaki's like Nausicaa in there, which is very much. I mean, any Ghibli movie where there's a big machine, I'm just like, yes. Yes, if there's Miyazaki loves his big machines that go poof and fly around, and I'm just like, yeah, absolutely. And I think it's why I really like the Euro Truck Simulator games as well. Yeah. There's just something about being behind the wheel of a big old machine. I'm like, hey, yeah, this feels good. And I'm on the motorway, and I'm like, freeway. I'm on the freeway, and I'm like, yeah, this feels great. So I don't know. Big machines are great. I think they're awesome. And kind of like a subset of that, I think maybe it's this genre is probably called diesel punk or something like that. I don't really know, but it's not so much that. It's a strange feeling. But I think in the same category, but maybe more sci-fi, I think Citizen Sleeper fits very well into this like genre as well. But it's more electronic. Like the way that wires and like circuit boards and machinery is described in Citizen Sleeper, I'm like, oh, yeah, I want to, it feels so good. Just like the rush of electricity through like cables and like the buzz of something. Oh my God, I just eat that shit up. And also very specifically, the doors in Cocoon when they open are very this. So like in Cocoon, you come up against these two huge doors, and when they open, it's like a cinematic event, and like gears are whirling and twirling, and these doors are like, and I'm like, I just love big old machines. They're cool.
I'm totally with you. As someone with terminal boy brain, like, there is a big machine. Like, my dad used to take me to steam engine festivals when I was a kid. Yeah! I fucking love a steam engine. Yeah, right? I want to see those pipes. Nice. I want to see those little pistons. Yeah! Just the best. I want to hear a cursed rendition of a song from the 1600s played out of a weird organ. Just to add to your thing, I think the board game Scythe is a very good, like, big machine board game where you're building these, like, mechs, but they're like World War I mechs to fight each other.
That's such a good pull. Yeah. I love a mech.
Scythe is a great board game.
I like a mech. And that Scythe is a good one because unlike other mechs where it's more like sci-fi, I think, the mechs in Scythe are very Soviet coded. It's like an alternate universe. Because I think that's what the art style, they got it from a certain artist. I don't remember their name. But yeah, very much that.
I think the best modern, like, they put so much money in the Big Machines game is the Dead Space remake from a few years ago.
Oh, really?
The USG Ishimura, which is a mining ship so big that it cracks planets and mines them from space. And the ship, one thing I love about Dead Space is that the ship like feels believable. Like everything is accounted for. Like this is where the mining happens. This is where things are processed. This is where people live. And it's all just like a big, horrible, grungy, like oil slicked big. It's like an oil rig in space basically, and it feels believable as that.
Yes.
And there's some great big machines in Dead Space. You like walk in a room, you're like, that is a fucking big rattling machine,
big old machine,
like belching fire, and
yeah.
Love big machines.
Spaceships are very much like a subset, because I was also thinking of like spaceships from like the Alien movies, or like
absolutely
anything that's just like
like retrofuturism. Anything with a futuristic spaceship is like mwah. Yeah.
Yes.
There's something for me specifically though, it has to be like not too futuristic. Like Scythe is a really good example because it's like it's a certain turn of technology of like in the century where it gets a bit too I like it still that it could break down at any moment. That kind of like
it's
hodgepodge. Oil, coal, sweats and tears. I like that. Yeah.
Totally with you on that.
Fuck yeah. Also, I think it very much comes from, in the Disney film Atlantis, and there's that engineer girl.
Yes.
I love her.
I can't. She's beautiful. She really is.
She's so hot. She's a teenager, but I was a teenager at the time. So she's a teenager, so it's all good. It's all above board. But yeah, she like rocked my world.
I haven't seen that film in a long time, but looking at it now, who was the character artist on that?
Atlantis is full of really hot people.
Yeah, they were cooking.
Yeah, the blonde, evil blonde chick in Atlantis.
Oh,
my goodness! I need to watch this film.
Girl, it's a bisexual dream. It's so.
I'm
the
getting
doctor.
That.
Is she vaguely Nazi coded though?
Yeah, she is. She very much is. But Atlantis. There's a bit. The machine they're in, the submarine, is a big machine.
Oh,
there we go.
I used to love that movie.
It's a good movie. It's very hot characters as well. I mean, if you want to fuck the mole guy, that's all on you, babe. I don't judge here, but there is a guy who eats dirt and buries himself in the ground, and he goes, "I'm a Mody Moan," and I'm like, you know what? You do you.
Yeah, maybe not him.
Maybe not him.
He's the one exception.
The Dynamite guy is kind of hot as well. There's a guy.
The Dynamite guy. You know what? Looking at it with adult eyes, I'm like, I think the Dynamite guy might be it. Actually,
he's the one who he's on the mission. They all have different reasons, and his is because he wants to retire and open up a florist. He wants to.
Oh yeah.
He wants to sell flowers, but he's a dynamite expert. So he's.
Oh God, that's my type. I fear.
Incredible. That was a good chat, and also a good recommendation. I'm just here looking at the cast of Atlantis, like, how do I miss these movies?
Yeah,
it's so good, man.
It's good. I think the movie holds up.
That era of Disney, that and Treasure Planet, bangers. Two great movies.
Treasure Planet. I forgot about Treasure Planet. I was late to the party on Treasure Planet. I saw it when I was older, and I was like, this boy. I think if I was a young girl.
Oh, I think it irreversibly changed my sister, that movie, because she was like, 6 years younger than me. I think she was like, huh.
Yeah.
Also, he's on a skateboard surfboard thing.
And voiced by Joseph Gordon-Levitt. No, that is proper early 2000s.
I forgot he was voiced by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, yeah. And it made £12 at the box office.
Yeah,
Oh, he's got really sad eyes. Yeah, teenage Rebecca would have been quite swept up
It's the floppy hair as well. The hair that's
my God. Yeah.
Nice. Can you tie that into your next one, Rebecca, or would that be impossible?
Absolutely not. Sorry. Oh dear. No, I almost dragged us off on a completely different tangent, but you know what? I'm going to keep something. If this is a popular enough format, we should do a sequel because I have so many ideas.
Yes.
Yeah, we should.
But yeah, my next one that I want to talk about is just because I will never not take an opportunity to remind everyone that I called the existence of Lost Records like years before it was a thing. It's demonstrable. It's still in the RPS comments section from like 2021 of me saying that Don't Nod should do an adaptation of Stephen King's It. And that's basically what Lost Records was, only better because it was like a much tighter format. But I will actually say, controversially, I don't actually like the book of It very much. I'm a big Stephen King fan. It's probably one of my least favourites of his books. I think it's really bloated. I think that like it was the point where the cocaine addiction and the lack of editorial oversight, because he was so famous, just met in a real horrible mess.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I don't particularly enjoy the book, but I do like both the filmed versions. So I think both the 1990 miniseries and the 2017-2019 movie duology, I'm a really big fan of. And I would be like, although obviously Lost Records has a very feminist slant on it. It's 4 girls in Lost Records versus a group of 7 kids, only one of whom is a girl in It. But it still has like, it was very much an inspiration for Lost Records, but also like save yourself a painful 40 hours on average to read It and just like chill with either of the film versions or both the film versions. Controversially, the recent movies are among my favourite movies. Bill Hader absolutely smashed it. It's worth watching for Bill Hader.
Nice.
If nothing else. But also another thing in this area, because I did bring something else to this bundle. I was able to actually bundle it. Was that I was recently having just played Lost Records earlier this year when we all reviewed it. I was struck with an urge to read some Margaret Atwood novels because I, as a younger woman, was a big Margaret Atwood fan, but I kind of rinsed most of her, like, I don't think I've read everything of hers, but I've read most of them. But I went back and I read a new one, a new to me, it was actually like one of her earliest books, but I read a new to me book of hers recently, which wasn't quite what I expected, but it did get me thinking about her novels and the way that like I felt this through line with Swan in Lost Records talking about emigrating to Canada and her experiences then of like womanhood and like her experiences of America versus Canada as well really made me think. And Margaret Atwood does also do a lot of stories that are about female friendships or like the relationships between sisters, which obviously also really big themes of Lost Records. I would personally recommend The Robber Bride, The Blind Assassin and Cat's Eye. I think if you want to really get those like Lost Records vibes out of her books. Obviously Handmaid's Tale is like a really obvious one, but that's a bit more like dystopian and abstract, and that's like the big famous one anyway. And like obviously there are a lot of relationships between women in that book, but I think really, The Robber Bride is about 4 female friends. I think it's 4 female friends or 5 female friends who a new woman kind of comes into the friend group and starts kind of manipulating her way into the relationships of all of them. And she wrote a novella follow-up to that one recently, which was also really good about them as older women, which again has that very like similar like cadence to revisiting the characters when they're much older. Blind Assassin is a really beautiful book about the relationship between 2 sisters just post World War II, told by one of them after the other one dies quite mysteriously. And Cat's Eye, probably the most tenuous one, but again it's about quite an intense but also very emotionally manipulative relationship between 2 like sort of preteen girls. As well as looking back on it, they're all really, really good books. They're all quite like chunky books because Margaret Atwood, she either writes 200 pages or she writes 800 pages. She's not really got middle ground.
Love that.
But yeah, it's just because I really think that Don't Nod properly hit their stride. I mean, I love Life is Strange, that's no secret, but I feel like sometimes with the Life is Strange series, especially the Don't Nod curated ones, the 1 and 2 Cardinal games, you can kind of tell that it was not like own voice fiction in those games, and like much as I love them and much as I think they did a lot of great stuff, you can kind of tell that it was predominantly white men writing white women or men of color, whereas with Lost Records they kind of cottoned on to what Deck 9 were doing, that I think is, you know, one of the things that Deck 9 did a lot better than Don't Nod with their curatorship of Life is Strange. And we're like, what if we actually got some women to write these games? That'd be like a really like a really neat little trick. And yeah, I think Lost Records did that really, really well, and that's why those characters like really stay with you and like, you know, felt, and like the friendship between them feels so real. And I think Margaret Atwood does that really well as well. So that would be my media. I don't know what I didn't think of names for my bundles. So
that's like besties, girls,
besties.
Besties.
Yeah. That's actually leads perfectly into mine because my media bundle is based on Lost Records. So, and I named mine Teenagers Discovering Themselves. So actually, I think I could just add to yours with some additional picks next.
Sure, go for it.
So, I mean, first of all, you got to put Buffy in there, right? You got to put Buffy the Vampire Slayer in there. I think there's very similar vibe sort of with it's more obviously explicit, the supernatural stuff in Buffy, but the reason why I mentioned Buffy is because I think there's this perfect intersection between Lost Records, Buffy, and then this movie that I watched earlier this year called I Saw the TV Glow, which I think
I
might
really
be,
want to see that.
Have you seen it, Rachel?
I have, yeah.
It's
really
I think it's
good.
like the perfect movie to watch alongside Lost Records. I think it has so many different similarities. So many similarities, rather. So this stars Jack Haven, who you might know from Atypical, program on Netflix from a few years ago, and Justice Smith from Detective Pikachu, right?
Detective Pikachu, The Quarry, loads of nerdy video game stuff.
Yeah, The Quarry, yeah. This is a movie about two teenagers that Justice Smith's character is a bit younger than Jack Haver's character, and they go to the Jack Haver character's house to watch a Buffy the Vampire Slayer sort of like parody in this universe. In this universe, it's just a Buffy the Vampire Slayer that everyone likes. And the movie is it's kind of abstract, and it is very much about, I think the interpretation that many people see is it's about being trans and what it's like to be trans and to hide that part from yourself. But it's so open to interpretation. It's such a beautifully made film, and it's not really a horror. It has horror elements, but in the same way that Buffy has horror elements, in that it's very camp and 90s and fun and gooey.
Yes, like dark fantasy maybe rather than horror. I think
Yeah,
is how they usually
maybe.
sell it now. Like,
Yeah,
It's quite surreal.
very surreal, and it's such an emotionally powerful movie, and it also like visually resembles Lost Records as well. There's a lot of like purple neon in this movie, but it's a really, really, really special thing, and one of the best things I've watched this year. I would really recommend it. You could only watch it if you buy it on Amazon Prime, but it's worth the investment if you enjoyed Lost Records.
nice.
And also, I'll throw in a little Donnie Darko like
yes.
chuck in here, because I mean it's got slightly similar vibes. Is that movie still good? I think I like Donnie Darko.
I like Donnie Darko. Actually,
Do we still like Donnie Darko?
I like it. I remember having to explain it to a friend of the podcast, Ed, at one point, because it had Donnie Darko had a crossover with, was it like Battlefield or Call of Duty or something?
Oh,
Like,
they added
crossover.
they added Frank into Call of Duty. I forgot about that.
Ed had never seen it, and so I was there trying to explain the concept of Donnie Darko to someone like 3 years younger than me who just managed to sort of miss the boat.
God, I totally forgot they added that. Oh, the screenshots are so cursed.
It's rancid, right? But like, yeah, Donnie Darko is still a good. Like, don't think about the brand tie-ins. Don't think about the awful sequel that they made. Just think about.
Oh, that sequel's so bad.
The original film, Donnie Darko.
Right, so Donnie Darko and Call of Duty.
Yeah.
My computer yeeted me out of the
Yeah,
conversation.
you got shot into the sun. It was like I said Labubu in Fortnite. I guess Frank in Call of Duty is Labubu in Fortnite. That's a thing. Should that's already a thing. Labubu
no, don't,
in
please.
Fortnite.
I don't want to know. Please, no. Just don't tell me.
Yes. yes. yes.
Oh, I think about that all the time.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
damn, Rachel, what have you done to me?
Vaginoplasty, yes.
When we were in Spain the other week, I just kept going, Montoya, por favor.
All
the time.
Por favor,
So
Montoya.
funny.
Shit, what was I gonna say? Oh, I was gonna say about Donnie Darko. I do feel like every like emo and grunge kid was all over that shit. And that soundtrack was like the soundtrack of a generation.
Yeah.
So good.
Every sad kid was like, "Oh, I'm such a loser and I'm so sad." Oof.
If you want
I
to
have that
really
album.
paint a picture of what teenage Liam was like, I was so much of a counterculture wank that when I saw Donnie Darko, I was like, I already listened to this music. I already know all of these tracks. I was like, I'd already seen Echo and the Bunnymen live by that point. Like,
Oh, wow.
Get fucked, you little dweeb.
No, that's cool. I would have been like, "That's so cool."
You want to trade your
Damn.
boo-boos?
No, unless you have a rare one. Oh, my bundle is kind of my next one is like relates.
Okay.
Mine
Interesting.
relates.
Cool.
So my bundle is I just called it, well, what I said earlier, Nasty Ladies or Unhinged Female Rage
Love this.
picks. So I think Lost Records would probably fit very well into there. And I also added 1000 Times Resist is in there, Signalis is in there, Sorry We're Closed is in there, and Mediterranean Inferno, even though, I mean, they're queens, so they count, but you know what I mean. But like, it's kind of like horror about queer people or women in particular who are just so fucking done, and the ways in which they either break down or break free is like amazing.
Oh, I've got a good one for this as well.
Is this an excuse to talk about The Substance?
No, yes. Yes!
Nice.
So yeah, The Substance is a great movie. You should watch it. It's one of the best movies of the year, and I love it so much, and it's really good. The film is about someone who is an aerobics instructor who's past her time, and then she takes the substance and it allows her to birth out of her back, like her body births a younger version of herself.
Oh, wow.
And so for 1 week she is a young version, and for 1 week she is herself. But they're both the same person. They are one, but they are also two different people. And it's so disgusting and gory, and I'm just like,
oh my god, Rachel, I've got to throw one back to you now.
Yes.
For this.
Yes.
Have you seen The Perfection?
No.
Oh my goodness. So, right, this is going to sound really unhinged, but
You've told me. Yes, this is on my list with the with the cello.
The cellists, yeah. So it is again. It's like it's queer. It's got like queer romance in it. It's these two women who were both like cellists who from a very young age like went to this conservatoire and were trained to be classical musicians, and like the whole aim is to have them as like perfected classical musicians. And they meet and begin a relationship, and shit goes. So like I don't want to spoil it, but like shit goes intensely off the rails. But then just at the point where you're like, this is just appalling, shit kind of goes back on the rails just a little, just enough.
Oh, as a treat.
Just enough. As a treat. I wouldn't say it gets nice, but it does get a bit more like, I don't know, to the point where I'm like, and this is the real hear me out of the situation, is I actually really like the central relationship in this movie. It's like fucked up, but I'm like, that you're like, okay, this is kind of sweet and kind of hot and kind of romantic, and then you're like, oh god no, for like a long part of the movie. And then by the end I was a little bit like, you know what, good for the girls. Yeah.
What's this called again? The Perfection.
But that's something I do think in queer love stories, the idea of consuming each other or hating each other so much that it comes back around to love. It's really, it can be really well done.
You gotta watch this film.
I'm also reading, I'm in my unhinged Nasty Girl book era. So I've just read a book called The Lamb, which is about a mother and daughter who are living in the woods, and they're, oh my God, when you eat other people, when you eat humans, cannibals, they're cannibals. And then another woman joins them, and the mum and the other woman start having a relationship. But it's about how these three women, it's like, again, like consuming for love and to consume someone, but actually literally eat them. And it's so fucking good. So I've really just been, I've just been enjoying books where women eat other people, and it's just been great. So yeah, anything, and any comics by Emily Carroll. I love her comics. She does horror comics, and a lot of the times they're about queer relationships, and they're really fucked up and creepy. She's done an anthology of short comics, which I think used to be part of her web series, then she published them. So I'd definitely recommend anything by her. And yeah. Oh, I watched a film called Saint Maud as well, which is about a nurse who's looking after an actor, and she becomes kind of obsessed with her in like a religious way and wants to save her soul. But it's like they're both, she might be gay, and this actor woman like is definitely like queer. And so there's like this weird tension between them, and it's really fucked up, and it's like, but it's like more religious than like cannibalism. But again, fucked up. Fucked up. So I loved that. No, it's not The Substance, but I enjoyed it. I was like, this unhinged bitch. I was like, I'll defend her till I die. Like, I love her so much. Like, she said absolute atrocities. I'm just like, yeah, and what? She's just a girl. correct me. You cannot. So yeah, I'm there with Lost Records.
Yes.
For the rage and anger, and I'm now sub that where I can't, honestly, a lot of this shit, my mum's like, what have you been reading recently? Because we share a lot of book recommendations, and I'm like, I can't recommend you anything because all of mine are completely disgusting, and I cannot. I'm so sorry.
Do you read these books before bed?
I don't read before bed because I fall asleep mid-reading.
That's the only time I read. I love that. It's how I sleep.
Oh, it is. It's so good for getting to sleep, but I would just like forget, and then I'd be like, I'd have to reread shit, and it was a whole thing for me. But I'm so happy for you, babes. I wish I could do it. But I normally read during in the morning. I get up and I read about cannibalism. I'm just like, you go, girl, and I get on with my day.
Wow. I wish you all the best of this, but I'll watch The Substance. I'm not touching anything else. Cannibalism especially.
Have you not seen The Substance?
I haven't yet. No, I need to.
You both should watch it.
Yeah,
but don't watch it before or after dinner. I would highly recommend it.
Only during.
Oh god, that literally has made my stomach turn. Who we back round to? Rebecca!
Oh, is it me
Rebecca.
again? Oh wow. Yeah, I'm gonna do another that's only got 2 things in it. So I don't know, this might be highly specific, but I have to
No, I love how hyper specific yours are.
I'm so specific. I have to mention this one because this is a film that I watched, and as I was watching it, became convinced it was in universe with the game series that I like. So I'm like,
oh shit!
Here we go. This is
of anything
very you coded. I love this.
Thank you. Complimentary, I assume.
No, absolutely.
Yeah. No, I know it. But yeah, so I've talked definitely over the course of this podcast about the simulacra games, which are the found phone horror games. Which, I mean, it's kind of what it sounds like. You find a stranger's phone and you're trying to return it to them is the conceit. And the slight spoilers for Simulacra 1 if you've not played it yet, but I don't actually think it ruins the game in any way to know this, is that the point of the franchise, of the series, is to be like, what about what we're putting online? What about when it becomes a simulacra of us? What about when the simulation essentially becomes an entity that can run itself? And I think it's really timely as well with the rise of things like generative AI, and it's like what you're putting out there online, and the way that can be used to put out a simulation view that in theory could be used to like fool your friends and your family into believing that they were talking to you when they're not. So it's very timely and very, very scary. But there is a film, I think it's on Netflix, called Cam, from a few years ago. It is a horror film, as befits a horror game. But I was really, it's quite a simple concept, but it fits so well into the Simulacra universe. Like, if they had decided to make a movie version, this is exactly how you would translate that concept into a movie. So it stars, I think Madeline Brewer, is that her name? Sorry, I should look that up earlier. But she's from The Handmaid's Tale, and I like to believe, because I think she did this like between seasons of The Handmaid's Tale where she plays Janine. And I like to think that because she was like playing this person who is like in this horribly exploitative and repressive society and can't escape it, playing a cam girl in a movie was like quite liberating, because the whole point of the character is like she is very much in control at the beginning. Obviously, she's very much in control of a situation. She is like doing this like sex work on camera because she loves doing it and because she finds it a really satisfying creative outlet that she's really into. And she does like some sort of like weird, like, she's into a lot of stuff that will probably get you blocked on Steam thanks to Visa and MasterCard these days, because she's into like, very, like faked up blood play and stuff, but it's all very like, she's just doing it with like stage makeup and stuff, and she just thinks that it's like a cool performance art that she's doing. She's like, my viewers are maybe getting off to it or maybe just enjoy the performance, but like whatever. I find it really empowering. And then it does become this thing of like her account gets hacked and she's like, well, this sucks, but like get me back into my account. But it becomes apparent that it's being run by someone who has like assumed her identity by so much more than hacking her account. Like, there are videos going up that she doesn't remember recording, like live streams, and it's like almost exactly the same concept as Simulacra. But if Simulacra is like the found phone game for this concept, then Cam is the movie, because it worked. One is about, they're both about interacting with the medium in that way, because like found phone games that you're encouraged to play on your phone or on your tablet, and then a movie about live streaming that you're watching, you know, on your TV or on your computer because it's Netflix. And it's like, I just think they both, I mean, their time has surely come around again. These are all from like sort of the late 2010s, I would say. But like very timely for 2025. So it's never far from my mind, just because I think that they are really cool explorations of that concept in horror. Happy ending's not guaranteed, but not necessarily, you know, not completely precluded. Yeah, I just think that they make such a good pair. Again, I would say like shrink wrap them together and sell them. None of these will none of this will ever get a physical release, I imagine, because they're all quite small indie productions. But yeah,
there was I remember that being lumped in a lot with like Promising Young Woman at the same time. Which is also a great film if you haven't seen it. It's really, really good. Really like that movie. But yeah, sort of like movies of that sort of like similar vibe that came out around the same time. This looks great. She's great, the actor. She was in the last season of You, which is a program I have seen all of and can't say I liked, but kept watching it.
Damn!
But she's amazing in that last season.
Penn Badgley.
Yeah.
Is that why?
Yeah. I think so. Penn Badgley. I love the name Penn Badgley.
It's a great name.
Fucking ass name. Yeah.
He's nice to look at. Great voice.
He's very nice to look at.
I want to look at him right now.
Oh, should we all just Google Penn Badgley?
Yeah, let's all just Google Penn Badgley. Let's see.
You do it as well, listener. Just have a little search for Penn Badgley. Make sure he has a beard, though.
All right.
Look at him with his little bald head.
I know, that's the first one that came up for me as well. I was like, ew.
Don't hate
I mean, he rocks it, but I like the mop.
He does.
Damn, one of the few people whose Wikipedia like portrait photo is really making the case.
He was in a band called Mother, which is criminally underrated. His band is really good.
I love that name. That's such a cunty name.
And like, of all the bands that came out of Gossip Girl, and there's more than you'd think.
Really?
Penn Badgley's mother and who played Blair in Gossip Girl?
Google
what was she called?
What is she called? Gossip.
Leighton Meester. She is also fantastic. Yeah, but not on Spotify. Anyway, this has been Liam's Gossip Girl Corner. Tune in next week where I talk about my favourite episodes.
I love a little Gossip Girl Corner. Sorry, I was still looking at pictures.
No,
it's so handsome, isn't it?
Went very quiet.
My obsession with Will Sharp is still ongoing, to the point where I have he did a GQ shoot recently. Fuck me. I honestly, when stuff like this happens to me, I genuinely can't tell whether it's like I love this person or I have intense gender envy. Because I have I have a lot of gender envy for a lot of men who look and dress like Will Sharp, and I'm just like, do I just want to like dress and be like you in some weird way, or do I love you? Because I don't want to fuck you, but you look nice. Like, what's happening there? And Penn Badgley might be there for me as well.
How are all these men taking such good pictures, like fan photos that you can put on Wikipedia without breaking international copyright law, and they look great?
For the record, I just want to fuck Penn Badgley.
You have Penn, I'll have Will Sharp. Me and Will Sharp though will just sit in a room together, and I'll just look at him politely. I'm like, and you can absolutely.
Well, I just feel like if you just like, Jesus Christ, I feel like if send him police emojis, stay out my DMs, Penn Badgley. I feel like if you saw Penn Badgley in real life, you'd be like, no, you're too handsome. I think this about a lot of people who are on TV. I'm like.
But you know what? I've seen TikToks with him in, and he's good looking, and he's got a good personality too. He's funny.
I know.
I think
Where's the catch?
Where's the catch?
Yeah.
Where's the catch, Penn? Where's the catch? He listens to the podcast. That's the catch.
Friend of the podcast, Penn.
Penn.
Sorry for being so vulgar and objectifying of you, but where's the catch?
He's a 10, but he listens to the Indieventure podcast.
Right.
We love you, Penn.
Love you, Penn. Kiss, kiss. EXO, Gossip Girl. Hello. Who's next?
Spoilers.
Sure, even I've never watched Gossip Girl, and even I know that. Come on.
All right, okay, fair enough. I didn't, and I watched it in like 2020. Anyway, whose turn is it?
So.
We on to next.
Isn't it?
I think it's you, Liam.
You.
I do believe.
It's me. Mine is Gossip Girl and looking at photos of Penn Badgley on Google Images. My last one is Thank Goodness You're Here, and all the things you can watch and read and listen to if you enjoyed that game, because it is so like planted firmly in my humour. So for starters, you can play anything that was developed by Lionhead or Bullfrog, the company that used to be helmed by Peter Molyneux. I'm in particular thinking the Fable games. These games are very, thank goodness you're here, coded, in that they are not just British humour, because I think British humour is, it consists of so many smaller subsections, but I think it's very regional British humour in Fable. It's a RPG series that was on the Xbox and 360 era in particular, and you play as a hero and you get to craft that hero in whichever way you want by doing actions and activities. If you eat a lot of food or run around a lot, it'll change your body shape. If you kick chickens and bully orphans, you'll grow horns and become comically evil. Or if you're very, very good, you'll glow like an angel. And there's a dedicated button to fart, and if you press it enough times, you shit your pants. So I just think in that case, it's, very thank goodness you're here coded. I will not be telling that story on the podcast, Rachel. Don't worry, you don't have to edit it out.
I've got my finger on the...
Yeah, I'm ready.
On the button.
Pee-pee poo-poo chat button.
Pee-pee poo-poo chat button.
I think watching anything by Vic Reeves and Bob Mortimer, particularly Shooting Stars. If you've not seen Shooting Stars, this was a comedy game show on the BBC in the 90s and early 2000s, which I think has actually aged well, which is, you can't really say that about any comedies on the BBC, because it was never punching down. It was always whimsical humour, which is why Thank Goodness You're Here is the way it is. This was just absolutely ridiculous. They just used to make noises at each other. They used to, pull ridiculous things out from the bottom of the desk. Sometimes people would stand in the middle of the stage and just shout the word peanuts for 5 minutes. Very formative comedy to me, but very informed. Thank Goodness You're Here as well. A book I'd like to recommend is Daft Wee Stories by the comedian Limmy. If anyone knows Limmy, he's the angry Scottish Twitch streamer now, but he used to have a TV show on BBC Scotland called Limmy's Show. If you've ever seen the meme of what's heavier, steel or feathers? Have you ever seen that meme?
I think that's how I know of them. That's for sure. Limmy. Okay.
But Limmy wrote a book of short stories 5-6 years ago, and it's very surreal and very, very funny. It's like kind of dark. It's almost like the dark bits and Thank Goodness You're Here. There's like one about his friend who accidentally drinks a bit of the fluid from a radiator and gets like so addicted he drinks it until he dies.
Oh my god.
It's very funny. It's worth reading. It's kind of cursed, but there's some in there that are just ridiculous.
Wow.
And the final recommendation is the Regular Features podcast, which I have to recommend because the voice of Big Ron himself is one of the hosts on that podcast, and they found him through the podcast because of voices he does on the podcast.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is so funny.
Yeah. It's
Big
a
Ron.
podcast I've been on. I think I've said this before in the past. It's helmed by a bunch of ex-games journalists, but and current games journalists. I think Joe Scrabbles works for Xbox Wire now. But yeah, I once went to a live show 5-6 years ago. Yoli messaged Log, and I was on stage and he smeared Nutella all over my face. Good podcast, very funny, still funny actually, even today. So yeah, I think if you watch all those and listen to all those and read all those, you'll be like, yes, British humour. It's certainly specific.
Bob Mortimer is just an absolute icon. I feel like this point, I feel like he had that era, and then now he's got a big comeback. Or did he ever go away? Really? I don't know.
He never really went away. He did that fishing show that people really like, which is good. My driving instructor was obsessed with it. I feel like every time I was there, the driver would talk about that show. But did you watch that LOL thing they did on Amazon Prime?
Yeah, I did. I thought it was so fucking funny.
He's
Last One Laughing.
Last One Laughing, that's it. Him and Richard Ayoade are just so fucking funny.
I just feel like, Bob is like, he sat in that chair and it cracked, and then the woman was just like hysterically laughing. I think I'd do the same. He could do anything and I would just be like in tears.
Yeah.
Incredible.
It's just proof that the best humour is whimsical. It's not punching down. It's not even observational. It's just being a silly little guy is like the funniest thing you can do. Yeah.
I do feel like the thank goodness you're here little guy kind of looks, he's got the same kind of look as Bob with the kind of the bald head with a little tuft.
Bob Mortimer could play him in a film adaptation.
Oh, fuck yeah. Bob Mortimer's just a little guy. Just a little guy.
Is the definition of just a little guy.
Just a little guy. So me next. My last one. Me next. So my last one is I really like creature collection sims, and I think that comes from the fact that I really like anything with like a strange alien ecology, and that's really specific. But like it crops up quite a lot in like some of my favorite TV shows and video games and books. Hello, Annihilation. Just any sort of media where there's like a weird alien ecology, but it's not like, oh, there's aliens. It's like there's an ecosystem going on here. And so for me, games that fit into that, my first one would be Ultros, which is one of my favorite games from last year. I love that game. I think about it all the time. That one is very much your understanding of the ecosystem and its different creatures play into how you explore the world. And so the more you learn about it, the different ways you can explore and learn more about the story in the world through its creatures and how they are and what they do. And I think that's really fucking cool.
Sorry, with Ultros, you've mentioned it quite a few times this year. Do you think you robbed it a little bit by not putting it on your top 5? Like, do you think it should have been on your top 5? You do?
I think last year, for me, so far has been better than this year in terms of games.
Oh, wow, really?
My top 5 last year, it was close. I can't remember which one Ultros knocked out, I'm not sure. I have to remember which top 5. I remember my top 3, but I can't remember what the other 2 I chose. But yeah, Ultros was so close. Let me have a look as well.
You did Flock, Rise of the Golden Idol, Animal Well, Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, and 1,000 Times Resist.
Well, this is the interesting thing, because the game I was literally just about to talk about was Flock. Flock is the same. It's another alien ecosystem, but just more whimsical. Like, in Flock, I loved flying around and just working out how these birds interacted and their different behaviors and, like, learning that. Like, I just thought that was so fucking cool. South Scrimshaw, the alien ecology of a whale and how this baby whale is surviving is so fucking dope. Like these 3 games are, like, some of my favorite fucking games in the last couple of years. And they all feature weird alien ecosystems. And I think, to a lesser degree, one game which I have... Rain World? I fucking love the idea of Rain World.
Yeah,
Played 5 minutes, died a bunch of times, returned a year later, died a bunch of times. It's just one game that I think I will return to it one day, but that, again, there's an ecosystem there where you are part of this, like, this chain of creatures. And I just, because of its difficulty and it's the survival elements, it didn't click with me. But that world, I've seen so many video essays like on YouTube about Rain World's like ecological systems and how they work and play into each other. Because it's like a game that's almost like, I love it, but I've never played it. But I consider it like, it's I could talk about that game for so long, but I'm like, I've not played it, so feel a bit disingenuous. Bug Snacks is another one. Bug Snacks is an alien world full of alien creatures, and I fucking love it. Like, it's just like, they're, again, just little guys, but they're just doing their own thing, and they're kind of weird and creepy, and you have to, like, approach them in certain ways, and their behavior is different. It's not as, like, detailed as some of the others, but again, it's just like, I'm going through this world, and there's just weird little creatures, and I want to know more about them, and it's definitely part of that as well. But on the more serious note, like actually researching, other waters, Gareth Damian Martin's previous game, In Other Waters, they're the Citizen Sleeper person. I played that game years ago, and it's the same concept. You are a biologist who is exploring a planet, and you can't see anything. It's all through a console screen, but the descriptions, like the way they write this game, as a sleeper, I can't believe they have this much like skill. Like, it's incredible.
They're one of the best writers going. Like,
yeah,
Easily.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the way they describe this alien ecosystem, and it's legit like a documentary, like how everything works and the plant life and how there's a symbiotic relationship between certain elements and their behaviors, and you're documenting all of this, but also you're like moving, again, another console screen where you're like messing with things. It's so good. And so just fed me. Delicious.
It's another big machine.
Another big machine. So yeah, anything with like aliens, and then maybe outside of that, you have Annihilation. I didn't get along with the movie, but obviously the book, as we know, this podcast.
Yeah, the movie's a weird one.
We're big Jeff fans because it's one where there's not so much like a system that you understand, but there's an environment that is behaving in a certain way, and it's almost like you're trying to understand it, and there is a logic. Finger quotes. But it's almost beyond reasoning, and I like that aspect of ecology.
Have you seen the movie Monsters? Because that's...
No, I don't think so. Let me Google that really quick. I think I've seen Monster, singular. Oh, I just typed in Monster and the energy drink came up. That's what my Google is showing me.
It's just, I always think of Monsters when I think of stuff like this because it's very like Southern Reach adjacent in that it's a very character focused.
I have seen this one.
Yeah, it's weird because the first time I watched it, didn't really rate it. Watched it again and was suddenly like, actually, I really dig this character study of people just walking across this. Like they've got to get from, what is it? There's like, it's basically the same part of America even as the Southern Reach covers, and they've got to get from one end to the other, and it's just like a road trip with two people slowly falling in love and being menaced by monsters.
This one got really famous because it's all filmed on an iPhone, I think. This came out in like the 2010s, and they got really big because the whole shtick of it was that this guy had filmed. Oh no, it was like filmed on an iPhone, but like all the effects were done on like a free piece of software, something like that. It was very low key. But I don't know much about it, but you're so right. It's like two people wandering through.
There isn't a huge amount of plot to it, and that's why I didn't like it the first time and then enjoyed it the second time when I was like more prepared for it to be like, it's very low key, and that it's really just they've got to get from one side of this like suit, like what would you call it? Like Lovecraftian exclusion zone essentially.
Yeah, it very is like a zone, isn't it?
And it's just literally it's just them kind of chatting, and they have a bit of a romance going, but also there are all these monster incursions, and there's like a military group trying to escort them, right? And it's just looking at the thing now. Oh yeah, the film was shot using digital video cameras rather than the more expensive 35mm film, and was edited on a laptop computer.
Yeah, it was like all done on a laptop.
The budget was way under $500,000, apparently.
Yeah, it was fucking wild how much. And it did pretty well, I think. I don't remember. But that's how I know.
Yeah, there's like literally 2 credited cast members. It's crazy small. I mean, I assume that there were other characters, as I recall, but it was like one of those where it's just the 2 of them and then a lot of people in like military gear you don't really see, and they're not kind of like...
There's 2 posters for that movie, and one of them looks like, you know, good indie sort of like horror poster, and the other one looks like 8-legged freaks in terms of how like cheesy and low quality it was.
Yeah,
like those are like 2 very different movies. Also, the main character, the main actor, his name is Scoot.
Scoot.
I've never seen someone called Scoot before. It's kind of like that. Scoot.
So what was he in recently? Because I was recently caused to remember him. Oh yeah, he was in Night Bitch.
Oh, interesting.
Damn, it all comes full circle.
Yeah, look at that. All this crossover.
Wow.
But yeah, the couple of other things as well I wanted to mention is Scavenger's Reign, which is a really great animation show. That's dealing with aliens on a like alien life on a different planet, but in a way in which it's like, you know, the humans have to understand an ecosystem and they come across weird and wonderful creatures, some of which are nightmare-inducing, so that was fun. I also think it can be applied spiritually as well. So things like Prince Mononoke, which is very like eco vibes, but instead of it being like ecology, it's like a spiritual hierarchy. So you have like your understanding of like nature and how these spirits, like, that is cool. And then also Home Safety Hotline, which I fucking love that game so much. Came out last year. It's taking the idea of like folklores within the home, but it's making it into like a whole world of like how these creatures and their behaviors. And there's like, you have to read through documents to see like help people with their household problems, with run-ins with these creatures. Some of which again are very cute, and some of which are horrific.
Home Safety Hotline is fabulous. Did you play the Christmas DLC?
I did not. Really I need to play the Christmas DLC.
I remember you saying it was really good.
Definitely put it on your list, because it is genuinely a good Christmas game, which there are not many good Christmas games in my opinion, but check it out for sure.
And then the last one is an anime called Mushishi, which is a very quiet anime. It came out years ago, and it's just about this shaman who goes around to different parts of Japan in the Edo period, just helping people with their spiritual problems. And sometimes that's like a creature, other times it could be like something a bit more supernatural. But yeah, any media where there's just like, I don't know, just different weirdos, creatures doing cool shit, and sometimes they're part of like a system and other times they might not be. I love that shit. So yeah.
Nice.
I agree with that. I didn't realize I replayed Metroid Prime this year, and I forgot how much Metroid Prime has like a really good ecology and like just probably like quite alien, like aliens in this like world, and like you are very much the intruder, which I always like as well.
Yes,
I always like when you play games where it's like you are the alien.
Get out! You don't belong
always
here.
Good.
Leave.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're like, no.
When you kept saying about like living amongst like other creatures in their ecology as well, I just kept thinking of Animal Crossing for some reason.
That's cute though.
That is so true. No, that is legit, because you are the only human, and like they're all living their lives.
Also, why are you the only human? I always wonder about that.
Yeah, why? What's going on there?
Because it's like, there's just like a sort of parity.
Jeff, get on this. Jeff needs to write an Animal Crossing adaptation.
Trying to imply that like the village in Animal Crossing is a zone. It's like Area X that you're 100%. On an expedition.
It's like annihilation, acceptance, and then you have
Animal
the other two.
Crossing.
Animal Crossing. That's the 5th book, baby.
That's great.
That's so funny.
Jeff, get on it.
Jeff.
So good.
No, well, we've all decided that his next 3 are going to be autism, ADHD, and anxiety. Then he can do Animal Crossing. Then he can do. There you go. That's so many book ideas for you, Jeff.
That's inspired. I love that.
That's so good.
Wow, what a big old list of lots of very cool media.
So much stuff. Yeah, we'll have to do another one of these.
We do. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I came up with 12 or 13 in the end in my long list.
Wow.
So I could do this all day.
But yeah, if you think you know a piece of media that will fit into any of our bundles, check it in the Discord. We want to know. Please. That would be great. Yeah. These
absolutely.
are very hyper-specific to our likes. And so absolutely hit us up with anything that refers to big machines or skateboards or women, deranged or not deranged, subcategory, unhinged.
AI stealing your identity.
AI stealing identity,
and creepy.
alien ecosystems, anything.
Bob Mortimer, anything. Yeah,
Bob,
let us know.
Yes! Bob Mortimer coded.
But also tell us your media bundles if you've ever lumped things together as well.
Yes,
let us know.
Please.
Yeah. Either jump in the Discord or contact@indieventurepodcast.co.uk.
Yeah, let us know.
Yes.
Great, so let's go on over to our hyperfixations. Who wants to go? Who's first? Who wants to go?
I can go first. So, like I said, I was getting really into skateboarding games and listening to, pop punk music or whatever, and just really feeling like a teenage boy. And a friend of ours said, hey, it's my birthday coming up. There's a local wrestling, what do you call them? Not productions. The people who run wrestling shows.
Oh, God, I know this.
What is the word? Oh my God! I wrote it down before. Promotion. There's a local. Thank you. There's a local wrestling promotion called North Wrestling. They're in like this grotty little. It's not that little. Like this grotty like sports center in a place called Wallsend, near where I live. And do you want to go? Should we just go for our birthday? It might be fun. And I've never watched wrestling. Like I've never had any exposure to wrestling in my entire life. I was like, sure, let's go. So we went, and it was hot and it was sweaty. It was, maybe like about a month ago now. And a friend from work was there, and me and Yoli were there with our friends, Rachel and Josh. And everyone there, the vibe felt like good the second I sat down. I was like, the vibe in here feels great. Like there's lots of different, people here, and there's kids, and it just, everyone was like already having a laugh. And then the lights went down and they started their first match. And so I didn't even realize that like wrestlers had like intro stings. Like I didn't realize they had like videos that they played before they came out. Right. So I really can't tell you how much I did not know anything about wrestling. And the first person who came out was Goth Boy, who was a guy who was a goth, and he came out in like a leather jacket, and he had face paint on, and he sat in the corner of the ring and looked really glum. And then it was like this woman who was like a TikTok star, and she came out doing like selfies and stuff. And I can't tell you how fast every neuron in my brain lit up during this one period. I was sat in my shorts, I was drinking a warm can of Red Stripe, and I was like, what is happening right now? Something good is happening right now. And then they started to fight. And I just had never realized how camp and fun, like I knew wrestling was camp, right? But I never realized just how much they are not hitting each other. And yet they are still doing incredible acrobatic moves to pretend to hit each other. And I think Yoli said it's the most like electric I've ever looked in the 11 years she's known me. Aww. Like, it probably helped that I was sat next to this lad who was there by himself, and he'd snuck in a load of cans of Stella into his backpack. And because he was by himself, he started chatting to us. He was like, do you just want to share these beers? And I was tanked by the end of that night. But I was like screaming at everything. I was just like on board with who the heels were and who the heroes were. There was a guy from WWE there, apparently. The Maharaja is like a famous wrestler. He was there. Oh. Yeah, he was like part of the promotion. And it was maybe the most fun night out I've had in years. It was so good. So my happy fixation is North Wrestling. I can't wait to go to the next one. Just go to your local wrestling promotions.
That is so sick.
Everyone there's just having a great time. There was a guy who like had VHS tapes and was like whacking people over the head with them. Like, there was a guy called Keg. And he had a keg. That was his thing. And everyone chanted keg. And someone else took his keg at one point, and everyone lost their shit. We couldn't stand the fact they had his keg. Wrestling's great. Everyone should watch wrestling. I don't think I'll watch WWE. I think I was like, I don't think I need that. I'm just going to keep going to North Wrestling, and hopefully I'll see my beloved Goth Boy once again.
Girl. When I was in Amsterdam with my bestie, and because we were catching up on Eurovision because I didn't watch it this year, and he was like telling me about WWE, and he was like, if you love Eurovision, you should watch WWE. And so we watched some of the older stuff, and oh my god, you are right, it's the campiest fucking show I've ever seen. I'm in love with it. Good. It was so, and then we were watching compilations of like The Undertaker and stuff like that, and I was like, oh my god. And like, some of it is aged badly, but like, obviously, but there's something really camp about, there was like these two guys, and they were like in love with the same girl, and she was like, no, don't fight over me, with her boobs out, and they were like punching the shit out of each other, and I was like, I fucking love this. I love this. And then she got up on stage. Good. She got up in the ring, and then one guy had beat the other guy, and she was like, no, don't! And she had her boobies out, and he like full on clocked her in the face, and she went like flying around like, no! But then she whipped her hair around, and she like punched him back, and I was like,
incredible.
This is like Housewives, but it's like Coronation Street for the guys, and I'm so like, like, that is so great. But then halfway through the show, they had a Playboy sponsored women in underwear wrestling bit, and I was like, okay, this is not the one. But everything else was great.
I
was
am
like,
old enough.
Can we skip this part?
Yeah, thankfully everything, including the women's matches at this, were all like fantastic.
I've heard now it's A-okay, but
yeah, I am old enough to remember when there was a new WWE game out, the third, like, not the official Nintendo mag that I used to buy, called Cube, which was the GameCube magazine. That was it an Imagine at the time, I guess, or maybe Dennis published them before Imagine bought them. Every time a WWE came out, they would put it on their cover, but they would only put the women in not many clothes on the cover. And it was so of the era. And I think for a long time, I just thought that's what wrestling was. And I think even as a kid, I was like, yes, I don't want this. Like, I don't know what this is. But yeah.
There's a lot of like very campy drama, and I live for that. I just wish, I don't know, the older stuff, because I was having a great time. I was having a ball. The Undertaker like had risen back from the dead, and I've
seen that bit before. To be fair.
Yeah, and he was in these really tight pants, and I was like, you know what, girl, you go for it. And they're oiled up, and I'm like, these men, oh my god. And then they're just like slapping each other, and they're like, oh no, I've lost. Psych, I'm back, baby. And you're like, you know what? This is fucking great. I can't imagine modern day wrestling now, because now with all that bullshit, you know, the uncomfortable stuff gone, it's just the camp. So what you just described sounds so fucking good.
We were there for 4 hours, and every round lasted, 10 minutes? And every round had different wrestlers in. There was no repeats. And like, so one was like the most ripped man I've ever seen before in my life. Like, the most muscular man, oiled up. And he was facing off against
glistening.
Glistening, like in peak health, and he was facing off against this guy who, no shade on him, he was incredible, in his mid-50s, had a slight paunch, sweating, just a very sweaty guy, but he came out, he's called James England, I think, James London, and he came out singing his own Bond theme and just walked slowly around the ring, and then he kicked the shit out of the muscular guy, and you're like, this is like being at the Colosseum. Like, this is what entertainment should be. No screens, everyone's present, and we're all cheering people who aren't actually hitting each other.
But that's the thing.
I love wrestling now.
My problem was never that it was fake. I was like, that's fine with me, babe. I love the drama and the pageantry of it. Like, people were like, you know, it's fake though. It's like, who cares, girl?
It makes it better.
It's better because it's fake. Yeah,
so
for sure.
much. Like, so much harder to grab two people off the ropes and suplex them backwards and not hurt them. Like, that is way more impressive.
Yeah,
absolutely. Also, I don't want to see people get hurt, but I'm cool with whatever this is, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's so fun.
100%.
If you're in the Northeast, North Wrestling, go watch it.
That's amazing.
Me. I can't wait for the next one.
Two greased up guys just in a ring, slapping each other's titties.
And there's a lot of titty slapping in it. Yeah, that's like the one thing they do actually connect on, and it sounds so hard.
Rebecca, why don't you tell us your hyperfixation?
Sure, this is going to be quite the change in tone.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, no, in a good way. In a good way, but like...
No titty slapping?
No titty slapping whatsoever, I'm afraid.
All right.
Because, no. And maybe we should just take a minute, picture what we need to picture, and then move on.
What? Not titty slapping?
Well, however much you need to think about it to just kind of get it out of your system from it.
Okay.
Yeah, you're there.
Give me an hour.
I mean, that's the thing. That's why I couldn't be very involved in that last conversation, because I'm like, I will derail this in its entirety. It's like... no. But yeah, I wanted to talk about, and we'll be past embargo by the time this episode goes out, so it's all good. Tiny Bookshop is out.
Yes.
Tiny Bookshop is out at the time of release, not quite yet at the time of recording, but I've very kindly been provided with a review code by the developer who reached out and was very sweet. Turns out I was the first person to do a write-up on their game. That's cool. Awesome. Lovely. Very happy to still be banging on about them 3 years down the line, and have played the game now, the sort of release version of the game. And it's so good. It might genuinely be, like, I think in terms of kind of like scope and ambition and reach, Blueprints is probably going to be my game of the year. But in terms of like the real heart pick, in terms of the real, like, so far, I think Tiny Bookshop is like right up there for me.
It's the heart pick, like you said.
It is the heart pick so much. So I was just like, I didn't really have much time to play it, unfortunately, before, like, because of when I got the code, and then live stuff, and then recording. So I sat down and I was like, I'll play half an hour, because I need to play some before we record. It's just too good an opportunity to talk about it, because we're recording and we're releasing just around the embargo. 2.5 hours later, I was like, I should go to bed, because I've got work in the morning. And then in the morning, got up early to play another hour of it, because I wanted more time.
Oh, damn. All right.
It's so good. I mean, we've talked about it a lot, and we've talked about, like, the demo that we played back at EGX in 2022, and I know that we have this joke on this podcast where it's like, you play the demo and you love the demo, and then you play the game and you bounce off and you come back and there's like a whole lot. I don't know if it's because I've deliberately not touched either of the demos that have been released on Steam in the intervening 3 years, or if it's just because this game is so bloody good. But it is so bloody good. It is like, it's got the sort of layering of exactly what I hoped for and wanted from it, and a whole mechanic I was not aware of until this point, which has got me very excited.
Ooh, okay.
Which order to tackle it? I mean, like, okay, just it is a world that is lovely to be in. The town of Buxtonbury, I think it's called, is just it's just like a sort of quaint European, like possibly English, possibly French, it's not really clear, like coastal town. Where it's pretty much just like quaint normal coastal town, except everyone's just a little bit more into books than they are in
cute
as standard. And like the world is so pleasant, and just like everything you can interact with just has this little like ring or like it'll just make a little noise. Sometimes you can, if you click everything, you can collect things to decorate your book van with. But generally, it's just like sometimes, you know, if you touch a bird, it'll just go like, oh, or whatever. It's just cute. It's just such a cute and wholesome world, and it's giving me like really big vibes of things like Untitled Goose Game. I think we mentioned before. Weirdly, another like big obsession of mine is the way that the world building was done in like Boyfriend Dungeon, which made you feel very at home when you were just interacting with the town that the game took place in. And like for Boyfriend Dungeon, that's probably a very underappreciated part of the game, was like how comforting and pleasant the town where all of it was taking place was meant to feel. And that's definitely the case here. It's like such a lovely environment to be in. But the thing that I was really pleasantly surprised by as well, and that I wanted to get into more, was I did not realise that this game has got a catalogue of real books in it.
Does it really?
That you divide into the 7 different genres, and you recommend to people, and sometimes a person will come in and they'll be like, I want a book like this. And you go through all of the books in you have, I think, up to like 50 books I've got at the moment unlocked at a time. And it's like, okay, and you have to do like detective work. And
cool.
I don't know the extent to which this being kind of my whole thing makes this... Is this me being biased towards I've read most of the books in like 4 of the 7 genres that are in this game, and so I'm like, okay, I know what I'm doing. It's like quite funny. But there is a part where it's like you can talk to customers about books, and you can even say like, I'm not a big reader myself, so I think it's trying to encourage you to be like, you know, you don't have to be super well read to engage with this, because you've got the information. You know, it's got that kind of like clue matching feeling to it that you get in a lot of other games. I've only disagreed with their conclusions a couple of times, which, considering that I've got a lot of opinions about books, is
that's
pretty
so
good.
Cute.
Yeah, it's so nice and wholesome, and like, you know, it's got good. I think my only thought so far is that like there are, I think, 8 characters who are sort of like defined characters that you're kind of building relationships with throughout the game, and like specifically have character missions, and it feels like that is going to maybe run out before the game runs out, if that makes sense. And that's maybe my one thing. Like, I like understand completely that the limitations of a very small indie production are what they are. And it's not a criticism, but I was like, man, I love these characters and like these conversations you can have with these characters, and like how kind of well realized and charming everyone is. And you just kind of like, oh, they do a little happy dance when you recommend a book and they like it. They do like a little dance. And like, it's also very cute because like if they don't like your recommendation, it's not like a huge penalty or anything. They're just like, oh, that's okay, I'll come back tomorrow. And it's not, it doesn't like punish you if you don't have a book or you don't pick the answer that the game wants. So it's quite flexible in that regards. But yeah, it's just so nice. I literally, the night after I played it for the first time, I dreamt that I was working in a bookshop and just sorting books into piles, and it was like such a comforting dream.
That's so cozy.
Yeah, this is the cozy management game. I will accept no substitutes. It's so good.
That's great. I can't wait to play it. Go to my tiny bookshop.
Yeah, me too. Good. I can't wait as well. It looks fantastic, and
we've waited a long time to play it.
Worth the wait. 100% worth the wait. It's been amazing so far.
So do you think it's going to be top 3, top 5
it's
for you?
It's gotta be right up there. I mean, like, there's, what are we in now? We're already on August the 4th.
Yeah.
As we record. And I think it's currently easily my top, well, I mean, recency bias has to be taken into account. It's top 3 for me at the moment, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
We've still got a few other contenders that could come in with the rankings. You gotta let it sit for a while, see. But I mean,
but it's firmly up there for sure.
So what could it do to upset me at this point that would make it less than like awesome?
Yeah, that's totally fair.
Yeah, no, it's so nice. It's so sweet, and it really does manage to be that like low pressure management sim.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, there's not like too much going on.
Yeah,
that's nice.
It's the right amount of stuff to juggle. and there's like basically zero time pressure. So even if something, because like playing it pre-release, I've hit a couple of points where a quest couldn't progress because I think there's a bit of like an issue in the coding that just needs to be smoothed out for the day one patch stuff, you know what I mean? But even that, I was like, oh wait, there's no time pressure. So if I need to like repeat a step to perform, you know, to like do a task in the order the game wants me to do because it's getting a bit confused.
Yeah.
By me trying to do stuff out of order or whatever, I'm like, I can go back and do that. It's going to take longer, but I get to play this game a bit longer. I hope it, you know.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah, so good.
Cute.
I love it.
Very looking forward to playing that.
Yeah, me too. Can't wait.
My hyperfixations, I've got 2 games as well, very short. I'll be quick about them just because I've been playing a bunch of games that I don't think will be in my tops by the end of the year, but I've just really enjoyed them. The first is Everdeep Aurora, which is kind of like a 2D Metroidvania-esque game where you play as a little cat and you have a big drill and you're just drilling into the earth. It's really cute. The story is very Hollow Knight coded. There's like an underground society and you're like finding different characters and exploring the world depending on where you dig in the environment. But unlike Hollow Knight, this is very laid back. It's very cozy, I would say. If you like the world building of Hollow Knight, but you know, like me, found it's really difficult, then maybe you'd like this one instead. It's a very cozy game. The drill mechanic is fun. The world building is lighthearted, but if you want, again, there's a trend in games at the moment to have different endings depending on how deep you want to go or how much time you want to spend poking around a game. So this is a little bit like Animal Well, where there's different endings, and depending on how much you want to engage with the game and like poke around, you'll get different endings. And you know, good for you if you want to just like, a nice 4-hour game. I've got one ending. I like this game. It's great. I'm going to tap out. Or if you want that little bit more, you can spend another 2 hours really having a look in the environment, solving some puzzles. There's some symbols here. What do they mean? All that good stuff. If you like that, and then you can have a different ending. So that's there if you want it. It's just nice gem of a game. Great art style. It's got this kind of Game Boy 2D. Each room and each area you go in, the color changes, which is really cool. So yeah, Everdeep Aurora, just a really nice, cute game, very relaxing. And then my second one was Wheel World, which is on the opposite end of the scale, which is the cycling one that I've seen people play. This is published by Annapurna and developed by Messhoff. So I played the demo for this and quite enjoyed it, and then played the game and quite enjoyed it. It's like kind of like I like cycling in games. I really liked Season. Like I loved Season, and I liked biking around in Season. And this is kind of similar, but it's obviously more competitive. You can upgrade your bike and take part in different races. But for me, I just kind of liked cycling around the world and just seeing like it's very pretty, so it's very Alpine inspired. There's like little towns you can cycle through, fields you can cycle through, like vineyards and all sorts of like very relaxing landscapes. And as much for me as I liked the competitive cycling, I wish it was a bit more like Forza, where there's like different kinds of activities you can do. So racing is fun, but after like 5 hours, I'm a bit like, okay, I'm over it now. And actually the end game, I probably won't finish because it's so grindy, pun intended, that I can't really be asked. I feel like I've seen enough of the game. I've gotten to the next game's area for those who have played it. So I've seen all of that. But I'm just not interested in defeating the last quote unquote boss. I just like cycling around and seeing pretty things. So yeah, I liked Wheel World, didn't love it, but again, it won't be up there for me. But it's a nice game. It's a nice cycling adventure game. If you want to play something for an afternoon, stick a couple of hours into Wheel World, and don't bother finishing it if it's not for you, because like it's basically the same over and over again. Like there's not a lot going on, but I do appreciate it. I like how different it is.
It's interesting because the creators of it they were the Nidhogg people, right?
Yes, which is totally different.
And Nidhogg is like, but that is like a game that is all about doing the same thing over and over again. So I would have assumed like they were the masters at that. Of like, he is one sort of like initially simplistic mechanic, but actually it's got a lot of depth to it. But it sounds like actually maybe they actually needed more variation in this instance.
Yeah. So there's like off-road cycling, and you can change up your bike to suit certain like to like change how it handles, which I like. But ultimately, it doesn't really. I can't really explain it. At the end of the day, you're just still racing.
Yeah. No, I do get you.
The different environments change. Like sometimes you'll need to sprint, and so it's just as fast as you can go. But other times you'll need to like make sure your bike can turn and can handle easily. So when you're going through a city, you can like make tight corners better. But
interesting.
I don't know if there's a lot. The story also is fine. Is whatever. There's your bike has a ghost on it. Each area has a boss that you need to cycle and beat. I beat them all basically first time. And the ghost needs to do something. I don't know really, but it's fun. But I don't think it's really about the story so much as like you just need a reason to be cycling all these people, like racing against them. But yeah, it was. I'm not sure if it quite caught the adrenaline of racing, like cycling. Like the Tour de France. I don't think it really caught that, but it's still...
Oh.
Hello? Rachel?
Just see if she comes back.
So close to the finish line already.
I know. Yeah. She said she didn't want to do the last boss. Is this the last boss of this episode of Indieventure?
It's the last boss of Wheel World, finishing the hyperfixation on Wheel World.
Okay, we haven't had a message through yet.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Are you there? It's like we're doing a Ouija board.
I know, right?
Are you with us?
Hello.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Indieventure.
Not me talking about the Tour de France for 2 full minutes before I realised I'd cut out.
Well, did you keep recording?
Yes.
Nice. Are you still recording now?
Yeah, I'm still recording. I didn't stop this time.
Keep it in, to be fair. If it was good, keep it in.
Fair enough. You can cut between you talking about Tour de France and me and Liam trying to like raise you like it's a seance.
Yeah, we did. We were Ouija boarding. Rebecca made a great joke about how close to the finish line we were and how ironic it was. So you want to keep that in. That was good.
The final boss of Wheel World is just finishing.
Oh my god! Have to keep all that in.
We were cooking.
Wait, hold on. Here's my laugh. Okay, there we go.
Thanks, Rachel. You were here for that.
Oh, great! Some great hyperfixations there. A nice little bundle of indies and Liam's entry into the wrestling world. I'm assuming your wrestling persona will be written out, and you're going to be entering wrestling competitions from next week onwards.
Absolutely, that's me. I'm going to be the heel.
Just figured out who's presenting the Christmas quiz.
Wrestling Santa.
Liam's wrestler alter ego.
Oh, it's not to tempt you. It's a suggestion.
It's a demand.
It's a demand. I would never, but it is a strong suggestion.
I'm so brain rotted after last year's Christmas episode where I sang that song that my Spotify shuffle put on Paradise by Coldplay earlier, and I was like, is there something here to Para Lives, because that'll come out around Christmas?
Oh my god.
But then I realised it would be another song where I'm just repeating something in the chorus for too long. Para Lives. That was it. That's the extent of the joke.
You emphasise the live, so it's para lives. Para lives.
Lives.
It's like The Sims, but it's not. Oh, I've done it again.
Hello.
Another banger.
You cannot be stopped.
Track 2 on the Indieventure.
Track 2.
Oh my god.
Right, great. Podcast done. Thank you all for listening. Thank you two for participating. We're going to go relax now because we've been chatting a long time. And there's a lot of energy because we've not spoken in a long time as well.
After 6 weeks, I was not used to this energy,
Oh.
We should probably tell the nice people that we played Peak in the meantime. So we have spoken to each other.
We did partake.
We yeeted ourselves off cliffs in
We
Peak.
partaked in Peak and it was very funny. Yeah. Maybe we'll talk about that next time. We should play again.
Just for us, it was great. We
should play again.
I loved it.
All right, we'll organise again. But yeah, until next time, thank you for listening. Goodbye!
Goodbye!
Bye!
Bye, everyone.
Indieventure is a video games podcast created, produced, hosted, and edited by Rachel Watts, Rebecca Jones, and me, Liam Richardson. For more information, including a list of every game we mentioned in this episode, make sure to check out our website, indieventurepodcast.co.uk. You can get in touch by sending your questions, comments, and feedback to contact@indieventurepodcast.co.uk. You can support the show by rating us 5 stars and leaving a review on Apple Podcasts or your preferred podcast provider of choice. Some of the games we talk about on the show may have been provided to us for free for review consideration. Our intro music and stings were composed for us by Ollie Newbury. Check the episode description to hear more of his excellent tunes. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll see you again in 2 weeks for another episode of Indieventure. Bye for now.